Strategist Cheri Jacobus says Clinton was way out of line. Jessica Tarloff disagrees. To you first, Cheri. What's your response to what you just heard?
This is absurd. This is coming from a woman who, as Secretary of State, responsible for the safety of at least 4 Americans in Benghazi, allowed them to be murdered, to be killed by terrorists because she ignored their pleas for help. She also, as a result of her email scandal and taking and using a private server while Secretary of State, we now are learning that it's possible that communication passed over that server by her, from her, put these people at risk in Benghazi, and further added to the fact that they were murdered by terrorists. So for her to compare Republican candidates to terrorists when she herself is responsible for letting terrorists literally kill.
This
is what she did.
I've got to make the point,
facts.
Cheri. I do think that what Hillary Clinton said there, making a comparison with terrorists, I think that's over the top. Would you agree with that?
It is not what you're discussing. It is over the top and akin to when President Obama called Republicans, compared them to hardliners when discussing the Iran deal. This is a mistake, but what she's discussing is women's issues in America and Republican attitudes toward them. And the truth of the matter is the Republicans are not good for women in America. They don't support raising the minimum wage. 2/3 of the people who earn minimum wage are women. They don't want paid maternity leave, expanding the child tax credit.
If you compare maternity leave and minimum wage to terrorism, A, you're desperate, and B, I think you're using the kind of rhetoric that's way back in 1968.
I do not disagree with you that it's a mistake, and we've been talking about this for a while now, that she's making these blunders, and then people are not hearing the substance of what she's talking about. She has very solid points here. Her defensive play.
Address the solid points.
She doesn't. This is a woman who's defending Planned Parenthood, an organization that gets federal funding. They're selling the remains of aborted babies. They are doing this.
We've seen the videos, state investigations have shown that it's not true, Cheri.
We've seen the videos. We've seen.
It doesn't matter. They're not profiting from it. It's legal.
Hold on, one at a time.
Okay.
Finish your point.
Hillary Clinton is defending this organization. She is helping them, in fact, by defending. She should be calling them out for the fact that babies with beating hearts are having their faces cut open,
you're pro-life,
their brains, and she is putting this under the auspices of women's health.
You want to relitigate Roe v. Wade? No chance. It's not happening. It's the law of the land. It is women's.
This is what Planned Parenthood is doing.
Time out. You cannot talk over each other.
Sorry.
The audience hates it. Finish your point.
My point is that while Planned Parenthood does provide abortions, the money does not come from federal funding. 97% of what they do is for women's health. They serve over 3 million women in this country, majority of whom are low-income minority women who have nowhere else to go to get STI screenings, to get cervical screens, pap smears, breast exams, things that women do. If Republicans want to be responsible about women's health, they need to put up there a viable alternative.
If Hillary Clinton and Democrats want to be responsible about women's health, they'll stop saying that Planned Parenthood is about women's health and stop ignoring this problem. She's defending what they're doing.
What problem?
She is defending what they're doing.
What is the problem?
You think these videos are made up? You think that it's completely made up, that these are dissected, these are dismembered babies, some born alive with a beating heart, with the face cut open to get the brain?
Okay.
This is an organization
Why
that
are they
Hillary Clinton
investigating?
I'm
defends
sorry. I do have to step in.
Yes.
I'm very sorry because the clock is running and the time is up. But Jessica and Cheri, well, thank you very much indeed. Obviously, the debate will go on. It's a good debate to have.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks.